भी कोर्ट तय करेगी कि उसकी सुनवाई कब और कैसे की जाए। जी
Harishankar Jain ji, namaste. This is Anand Narasimhan here. Can you hear me, sir?
यस
What,
सर, यस सर,
namaste.
यस।
What are you hopeful of from the court tomorrow?
देखिए सिंपल सी बात, वेरी सिंपल थिंग, द कमिश्नर रिपोर्ट बिफोर द कोर्ट and there are ample example, ample evidence, and full of evidence. The structure which show established that it was a Hindu temple, which was once upon a time partly demolished. That is on record. That is proof from historical evidence, from other evidences also. I have also filed evidences.
Yes.
Tomorrow court will hear pass judgment as to what will the model teach of deciding the case. There are certain applications for darshan and puja. There are certain applications for impeachment. The court will decide what will be the model teach for proceeding with the case. In that consequence, the question would be as to when the application under Order 711 regarding the maintainability of suit be decided, when the question of commissioner report be decided, and other applications. The court will pronounce judgment on all the points, laying down the modalities or schedule or you may say program for hearing the case.
But
It will be preliminary for hearing the case.
But Harishankar Jain ji, as far as maintainability of the suit is concerned, the Muslim side is saying the suit is not maintainable altogether. But the Supreme Court was very clear to say that this is a worshipper suit and it's not a title suit. So do you believe that there is an advantage there because you are only claiming your right to worship, one of the petitioners?
Yes. The right to worship is a great right and greater right under Article 25 of the Constitution, and the 5 judges bench of the Supreme Court has said that worshipper is always right to pray to the court that allow me to worship there at a particular place. Here the place of worship are Ma Shringar Gauri, Lord Ganesh, Lord Hanuman, and other visible and invisible deities which were being worshipped at that place at the time of 1947 as well as up to 1996, which is clear from the report of the Advocate Commissioner filed in 1996. So there continuous worship at that place. All those places are this strength to show that this is a religious place of Hindus and it was not having a Islamic character of the place. Number two, from the Shastras, from the Ved, and from Hindu Shastras, which is source of Hindu law, recognized by the courts that was Abhimukta area, which Lord Shiva himself let down, and that Abhimukta area within 5 crores. When we determine the religious character, the religious character is not limited to this building. It is a central point. From the Shastras, I will prove. It is a central point, that Abhimukta area. It is spread in 5 crores, that in diameter of 5, radius of 5 kilometers. 5 miles, I'm sorry, 5 miles. And I will prove it. And that is, I have sufficient evidence, sufficient books and Shastras, which is admissible under Section 57 of the Evidence Act, that we will be able to prove that this is a place of worship of Hindus. By no stretch of imagination, it is Islamic place.
Right.
And if someone has occupied your building, someone has occupied your religious place, that occupation will, and an unauthorized occupation will not give him right to continue so long.
But Harishankar Jain ji, Harishankar Jain ji, sorry to interrupt you. My thing is, yachikaएं तो बहुत सारी हैं. There are different pleas which are there, and there are counter pleas for it. So, which is going to be the most important one from your perspective, from your point of view? What are you most keen looking on as far as the order tomorrow? Is maintainability the most important aspect? Please explain.
There are two things. First is the Advocate Commissioner has already been filed. Court has already invited objections from the parties. That right is approved. Parties, right in favor of the parties, for me and for opposite party also. They have right to file objection against the Commissioner report. And number two, when and how 711 will be heard.
Right.
The court will pronounce judgment, will lay down the modality for deciding the case, and what the procedure and what the priorities for hearing the matter.
True. Now, if the survey report is admitted, if the expertise of the court commissioner that has been challenged is not quashed, or if it is maintained that the court commissioner and the survey is valid, the videography and the evidence that been submitted is valid, is admitted, how significant will that be, Harishankar ji?
No, there is no procedure without needing full evidence. The advocate commissioner report can't be accepted or rejected. It will be part of evidence subject to further evidence which can be led by the parties. Can you consider?
Right.
It is not so that you will question or you will accept or reject. It is a commissioner report under Order 26, Rule 9 and 10 is a piece of evidence which is subject to further evidence to be led by parties.
Right.
And after final evidence, in that light of evidence, which would be led by the parties, what is the significance and how far it is in consonance of the party's evidence.
Right. Now,
That will be decided.
right. So you're saying that 2 p.m. tomorrow, two aspects will be decided. One is the survey report, and of course the commissioner, advocate commissioner, and of course going forward 7/11 when it should be heard under 7/11, the entire aspect when it will be heard. Now, out of all the aspects, are you hoping that you will get directions as to what should happen with the areas that have been identified, be it Ma Shringar Gauri Shrine, or do you think that there will be contentions on the Places of Worship Act 1991?
I am ready on both the points. Suppose the evidence that advocates commissioner report is not considered at present. We have ample example and ample evidence on record. They placed on record to establish that its building was having Hindu religious character. Apart from the report of the commissioner.
Right.
We have ample thing, and that will prove what we are saying. And that is I filed 192 pages. 192 pages statement of witnesses recorded in this Muhammad case. And all the 16 witnesses have categorically stated that they were worshipping at the place in question. There is 1996 the commissioner report, which I have placed on record, that will prove that it was a Hindu temple. And not only that, there are several books of invisible character admissible under section 57 of the Indian Evidence Act to prove that it was a Visheshwar area. It was an area which is central place of pilgrimage.
Right.
It is a place where Lord Visheshwar incarnated himself. He established that place.
Right.
I will prove all these things.
Right. Harishankar Jain ji, thank you very, very much. We're all eagerly waiting for what the court says at 2 p.m. tomorrow at the Varanasi District Court. I hand it back to you in the studio.
Well, thanks a lot for that.